Hi, hello, welcome to my office slash library, soon to be library, I should say. This is going to be day one slash clip one of what will hopefully be the library transformation video. So when we bought this house, I'm gonna sit down, I don't know why I'm standing. So when we bought this house, you know, this is like a small front room that theoretically could be a bedroom, but like the person who lived here didn't even use it as a bedroom. Like they had it as like a little nook office room sort of situation. And so my husband and I decided at the time like this was going to be my library. And originally he didn't want it to be my office because he's like, you need to have a space that's just your own, that doesn't have work. And I'm like, our house isn't big enough to include all of those things. So right now, the way this is gonna work is this is gonna become eventually my library where all my books live. It can be my filming space. I have my desk over here with like my work computer as well as my personal computer. So I work out of this space currently, and previous to today, everything was just on the floor. This past weekend, we went and finally got the bookshelves from my old room at my mom's house and brought them in here. And my wonderful husband cleaned this room for me because he's amazing and was also kind of sick of the mess. So I'm going to give you an update as to where we are now on what I'm calling day one, even though like technically we have done a little bit of stuff in here. But yeah, let's start with this. That way we can see the progress that will be made over time, but you can also kind of see where I'm starting from. All right, so this is the angle of the room when you walk in. Like I said, work desk over here in front of this window, which I love because I love looking out the window, and it also provides great lighting for when I'm on my Zoom calls. And then the goal is to eventually have like bookshelves that wrap all the way around to this way. I have this like shorter bookshelf that I had at my mom's house, which I like put really close to the door so that way it wasn't blocking the light switch, and I'll probably do something similar here. And we have like these two bookshelves. My husband and I already know this is not gonna work for us because if you watch previous videos of mine where I display my bookshelves and all of the books that I own, you know that I had books in dressers. So this is not going to work full time, but this is what we have right now, and it'll help us with some of the solution. And then over here, I've started hanging some stuff on the walls to bring this room to life a little bit. This is the bulletin board I had in my old room with stuff from like over the course of my life. And then like some art I've purchased from various artists I like online. That one's from my Ms. Marvel that I love so much that I had imported from Japan when they released issue 1 translated, and it came with that little poster. So I framed it and I put that on the wall. And now, here's the fun part. Where are all my books? You're probably thinking to yourself, well, now to be clear, this is not all of my books. We just decided to do this partway through when we were moving the books from my house to this house, or sorry, my mom's house to this house, because originally we were just putting these books in our spare bedroom. And so when I was like moving books into this house, I was just very overwhelmed because I have a lot of books, and I was just trying to do it as quickly as possible and just to like get it done because I had like friends helping me, and I just wanted to like get it over with because it was exhausting. And so originally I was like, let me just put these books in the spare room and I'll like organize them and deal with them later. And then they started taking up a lot of space in this bedroom, and I was like, oh, this is probably not a good idea because we have actual furniture that we're gonna put in this room, and books can't be the entire thing. So that's when we moved it to that closet situation in the other room that I showed you very briefly. And so originally I was gonna be like, look, I can just have all the books in my closet. And also I would like to have access to my books. Like, I don't know where my unread books currently live. I think they're in that closet, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And I don't love that because I would like to, you know, potentially be reading some of those books, and I just like don't know where any of my books or anything like exist. Like I know they're in these piles, but if I wanted any books, I can't easily find them, and that bothers me. However, there's a couple of things that need to happen. Previously, I had my books organized as like nonfiction books, comic books, together, and then all my fiction books together, and like all of those books were kind of organized by author. And the question now is like, am I going to continue on with that method, which I like? Or am I going to change things up? How am I going to incorporate my husband's books into my books? He mostly has like comics, and so I feel like dedicated sections could still work potentially, but I also don't know like what books he wants as part of like the library and which parts he wants where he's keeping like his computer for work and things like that. The next big step in my brain is that we have to organize our books. And I can just imagine that being a whole weekend endeavor, just like going through and trying to categorize them into like the 3 different categories or different categories and then organizing them properly. So that's like step 1 in my head. Step 2 is like, okay, now that we've organized these books, how are we going to put them on the shelves? Because like I've said, not all of these books are gonna fall on those shelves. I need more shelving. And so am I just going to like hit a certain point and then stop? And right now what I'm thinking is the small shelf is going to be unread books and the books that I'm reading for my discipleship class at my church, because those are the books I will probably like be actively pulling from all the time because I need to be reading them. And then I'll also like keep my library books on that small shelf like on the top and things like that, so that way I have easy access to those. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how much like space he needs for his stuff. And so that's gonna like change a bunch of things. But it's like no matter what, I need to buy some bookshelves in order for this to progress in any real way. And I don't know if that's like a super high priority at this point in time, but I wanted to like record this initial video because as we make updates or as we make progress, I want to be able to say like, this is where we started from, you know? So this is where we're starting from. We'll see what happens next.
2,000 years later.
Hi everyone. It's been a while since I've recorded an update in regards to my library and bookshelf situation, partially because there hasn't been a significant amount of progress made. Some progress has been made, but not a significant amount. And more progress is about to be made. So I was like, let me record an update now before we do some work. So the last time I recorded, we got the rug, which is a rug that I absolutely adore. Big fan of this rug. I love it. I love the way it looks in this room. I feel like it like matches really well with the walls. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to record this well. Like I feel like the wall color, where am I? Wall color and the colors in the rug, they just like complement each other really well. Obviously like you're trying to sort of make everything work together well, but worked better than I expected. The other thing that happened is that I had a family member come into town a couple of months ago and stay here at my house. So my husband was like, gotta clear some books out of the guest room so that way she could at least like walk without running into books. And I was like, you bring up some points. So we've made some updates where we've put books, ignore the lights, they need to be on because it's very dark right now. We put some books on the bookshelves, but they're not like organized or anything. We literally just took the pile of books that were on the floor and put them on the shelves so that way they were just out of the way. So that's just there. And obviously like other stuff isn't now on the other shelves. Like there's books here and that has somewhat of a system to it where it's basically like my unread books, books that I bought this year that I need to shelve, and things like that, and books that I'm currently reading and using in videos and stuff like that. So that's kind of like what's happening with my bookshelves right now. So let me give you the full rundown of what the room currently looks like. So right now we have the 2 bookshelves with some stuff on it, one really tall shelf, and then this one short shelf. And so the progress that has been made is that it is now December and I got like my end of the year little bonus and I put some of that money towards bookshelves. And I'm really glad that past Rincey was waiting to buy these because like I had specific ones I wanted to buy. They're just Billy bookshelves from IKEA. They're nothing special because I already have Billy bookshelves. And I was like, look, I'm not gonna like really go hard on my bookshelves right now. I really just want enough bookshelves that I can have all my books up and not like just have them sitting in the closet still and things like that. So I was like, let me just go with the Billys. And the ones that I specifically wanted was like the set that has the corner like with it, and so it's like one bookshelf, a corner bookshelf, and then 2 more bookshelves. And I've been like looking at this for a very long time, and I'm specifically was looking at the one with like the light wood color so it matches like the 3 bookshelves that I already have. For whatever reason, that one is more expensive than the white and the black one. And so the standard ones were like $300 something, maybe almost $400. And this one was like over $600, and I was very annoyed. But we waited, and then I got my bonus and talking with my husband about this stuff, and he's like, which bookshelves do you want again? So we went to the IKEA website, and they were on sale. They were less than $500. I was like, holy cow. I was so excited. I was so happy. It's still expensive, but I was happy that they at least were a little bit cheaper than I originally thought they were going to be. Anyways, we placed the order online and set it for pickup today. So we have to go to my mom's house, get my mom's car, because she has a larger car than I do. I just have a normal sedan. She has like a Jeep. So we're gonna go get her car, head to IKEA, get the bookshelves, pray that they actually fit in my mom's car, because I'm really concerned that they're going to be really long boxes. And yeah, then bring them back here. I don't think I'll start putting the bookshelves together tonight, but it's a Thursday evening, and so I will probably start this weekend. It's also New Year's Eve weekend, and so I was like, look, I'm off on Monday, so might as well try to get this done so I can at least have the bookshelves built so I can start putting the books away. Of course, the next part of this process is going to be going through my books and organizing them. So we'll see how much your girl can get done, but it would be really fantastic to start the new year with books in my room. Like putting the books on this bookshelf, like the ones that were on the floor, like even just putting them up like in an unorganized way made me really happy. And like having my books out makes me really happy, like seeing them and stuff like that. So I think this would be good for me to do. And also just like it'll give me a reason to clean and organize this office, because right now everything is just like haphazardly everywhere. Nothing is organized well and stuff like that. And I need to clean and organize, but it's been hard to clean and organize when I don't have the shelving to put things away properly. So hopefully this will make good progress. Hi, there's been some progress, and it's been a couple days. So I was gonna record a lot of the getting the bookshelves, bringing in the bookshelves, building the bookshelves part, but I like lost, or not lost, I misplaced this camera during this whole process because everything got a little bit chaotic because there was just a lot going on. So it's been about like a week or so since I've last updated you. Went to IKEA, got bookshelves. So this one and these three are all brand new. And then we have like my old ones over here. Yeah, we got the bookshelves, we put them together. I wanted it to be like how it is on the IKEA website where the corner bookshelf was actually like the corner. And I thought what I was buying was an actual proper bookshelf with a corner. Like a corner inset so I can push against the wall. But what they do is they just give you this like skinny bookshelf that you just angle, and they give you a bracket so you can angle it and like make it look really nice and pretty. But then we realized we were losing a lot of space because this room isn't that big. Big enough, obviously, but it's like so big that we can like have bookshelves sticking out from the wall because it starts to feel like really cramped in here, but also there's just like a lot of crap in here right now. So we decided to do this situation where we're just gonna line up the bookshelves to each other. But the thing we have to do first is clear out this stuff from this room because we need to move the rug, because currently the bookshelves are sitting like partially on the rug but partially not on the rug. It's actually easier over here, and you probably just heard it, but like these are not like steady. We tried sticking cardboard down there to try to even it out and stuff like that, but like these are wobbly, and this is not a safe situation for us to be creating some bookshelves. So the goal is today to move the rug so that we can like pull it out. The main thing I want to accomplish is getting the bookshelves just set up properly, because once they're set up, then I can put the shelving in and then start the process of putting the books on. So we're close. We're getting close. And then I also need to figure out the lighting situation, which I bought a thing. Like I bought basically what is considered like under cabinet lighting, because like right now it's really dark in here, and this lamp is plugged into a plug that isn't connected to the light switch, so it's a little bit annoying, especially now that it's winter and it's dark a lot of the day. Like walking into this room, it's dark, and I have to like make sure to walk over to my lamp to turn it on, or like turn off my lamp and then walk out. Just like the little inconveniences. And so there's only one plug that's connected to the light switch, and it's the one behind these bookshelves back here. And so what I did was I bought under cabinet lighting, like that strip lighting, and what I'm thinking is that I'm going to connect it to that plug that's back there and then like put it above the bookshelves. So that way at least there's some light when I hit the light switch, and the one that I got can be connected to each other. So I just bought one for now to see sort of how I like it and how bright it is and mess with the settings and all that stuff before I commit to purchasing a bunch of them because they're not cheap. So yeah, I just bought one. I want to see like how it works with plugging it in and how well it like lights things up, and if I want to commit, because at least if there's like some light in here I can like walk over to a lamp and turn it on. And that's really all I'm going for. I'm not looking for it to be like perfectly lit with these lights, but I just need some lighting in here so it's not pitch black. So got to start moving some bookshelves and moving the rug and all of that stuff, and that will hopefully be not too bad. Ignore the precariousness of this entire situation, but bookshelves are almost done. I'm leaving this one without the top because what's happening here is I need to get a proper extension cord and one that has the 90-degree angle plug so it can lay flat and be put all nicely. We're almost there. We're making progress. Bookshelves. So I don't know what the last update was that I gave everyone. So I figured quick overview of where we're at today. Also, I got Invisalign, so I'm gonna be a little bit more lispy than I normally am. Anyways, all of the bookshelves are put together and all of the extenders that I currently have are on them. I still want to get an extender for this one, but that's like an older bookshelf and it just like is the same size and set as goes with this. And so I need to get the extender, but also I would need to drill holes in that one because it wasn't made for an extender. So that probably is gonna wait a while. I have lights on 3 out of the 4 that currently have the extenders. And so that's honestly good enough for now. I got my reading chair from my mom's room, which makes me so happy. I've already sat in it a couple of times to read. So it's really, really coming together. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and talk about the situation as of right now. Reading chair, work desk, and the bookshelves. Ooh. I'm so happy, honestly, with how this is turning out. So the goal for today is to get some books on these shelves. So all this like stuff needs to move, obviously. What I'm hoping is just one of these bookshelves, but potentially both of these bookshelves will be my sort of like things I need to keep in this room, but are not books, shelves. But that might change because I don't know how much space I need. So right now my goal is this one is going to be unread books, some of my like Christian books, and then that should take up probably like most of the space, but honestly I think I'm gonna have a lot more space. Also library books will probably go on there. So basically anything I'm actively reading or need to read and things like that's that bookshelf. And then we're gonna go nonfiction here, but this shelf is like bigger than my old shelf because these are my old shelves and these are skinnier and shorter. And my nonfiction didn't even take up one full of these shelves. I think it took up like half. And so I know for a fact I don't need all of this for nonfiction right now. So I'm thinking nonfiction and comics together here because those are 2 smaller genres. And then starting with this one in the corner, the skinny corner one, I'll start doing my fiction. But I'm like looking at this, I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't enough space, but I'm gonna believe that this is enough space and we're gonna be able to get this done. But this is the current situation of my books. So I need to go through the piles and organize them into those 3 genres of fiction, nonfiction, and graphics novels or graphic memoirs. So there's this set, but this is actually going to be the last set I go through because the first set I'm going to go through is in this room. So we have these piles, which these were actually some of the books that were on the white bookshelf, which is over here now. We moved it out of the room. And I'm probably going to put it in like the basement or something. And then all of these were books that were temporarily in the other room. And then over there is another set of books. So the goal for today is to at least get through all of these books. And then I'll be able to do the ones over there pretty easily because those are my, like, a lot of them are my unread books and those Christian books that I'm actively reading. Some of them are new books that I purchased over the past year. And then get through these next. Since these ones and those ones are kind of like out of the way, they're like lower on the priority list, but obviously I need to go through everything because it's going to be hard to shelve things properly until I have everything organized. So yeah, I'm a little nervous, but you know, just gotta get started. It's like 2 p.m. almost. I just, you know, ate lunch and stuff. So just gotta get going. Gotta start organizing stuff. So wish me luck.
A little later.
Look at it. Look, all the books are gone. Every book I own is on a shelf approximately. There's a couple on the floor, but so what I did is I just went through and I put things approximately where I need them to be going ish. Like you can see there's some gaps and things like that in places, but we're getting somewhere. This is basically all nonfiction over here. That pile up there, though, is like a pile of books that technically need to go over there, but they came later in the list or later in the stacks, and so I was like, this will do for now. Comics, graphic novels down there, ish, and then we're doing things in approximately alphabetical order. So I'm very happy right now. I'm very happy right now with how things have gone today. I honestly didn't know if I'd even get this far, but yeah, it's like 5-ish. 5:30, something like that, almost 6. And I feel like I've made really good progress. So this is probably where I'm going to stop today. I'm going to go sit for a very long time because I'm tired now. And I need to eat dinner and do all those things. So yeah, I think I'm going to chill for the rest of the night. And then tomorrow, hopefully, can be the proper final organization day. Hopefully. Hi, it's the next day. We have nothing planned today because it is freezing cold right now in Chicago. The actual temperature is like negative, maybe like 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And then the wind chill is like negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like one of those days where they're like, you could potentially get frostbite if you stand outside with exposed skin for more than 10 minutes. So we're not leaving our house. We're very lucky and blessed that we don't have to. So I figured today was the perfect day to be able to organize these books. And I can like basically be done with this library for now. I mean, I still have a like cleaning to do. Like these corner bookshelves are chaos, but I want to get like baskets and whatnot. And I still need to bring in like all my different like figurines. Like I have one of my tiger plushies up there and like my Funko Pops are over there and things like that, but I have like other things in the other room, but I don't think that's gonna happen today. And honestly, I think that just getting my books organized is like the way to go. I started to organize them a little bit yesterday with like these shelves, which I think are in a pretty good state, but everything else needs to be dealt with. And so the goal today is to get everything as close to organized as possible. I actually think like now that I'm seeing everything on the shelves is like, I think the nonfiction will not take up more than like 3 of these shelves. And I am okay with that. But I'm just trying to think like how that's going to change things. Maybe I should just give 4 shelves to the nonfiction, because what I also was thinking about doing is I have like these books down here that are like my books I've had since I was a kid. Books, and so I was like, okay, this can be like my kind of miscellaneous shelf. But then I have all of these books that are like tiny books that I was like, I could pull those into it. And then I was also thinking like I have like some really nice editions of a couple of books, and it might be nice to like highlight those. So I should move maybe some of them over so I have more space on my fiction shelf. But this is the thing that I have to figure out. Like, oh, I can move those Jane Austens down actually now that I'm looking at my shelves. I have those really nice Jane Austen editions, so maybe I'll move those down so they're not actually in their place. And then I have like multiple editions of To Kill a Mockingbird, so that might go. This is why I talk about things out loud, because sometimes you just need to vocalize your thoughts and then you can brainstorm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move some of my nicer editions and like these tiny novellas that I have to its own shelf so they can kind of be displayed to a certain degree, and that'll definitely clear up some space on the fiction side and make things a lot just easier to deal with. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna try to record a time lapse, so hopefully that works. And yeah, it's like almost 12:30, almost 1 o'clock. So I'm hoping this doesn't take me too long, but we'll see. This is my goal for today. Done. Oh, I'm so happy. Look, I have so much space for more books. Plus a little bit of space there. And like there's wiggle room on the shelves. Like I didn't need to stack books like this because I forgot that one of the reasons why I did that is because I was running out of space. And you can like save a lot of space by taking some of your shorter books and stacking them this way, especially when you have like taller shelving spaces. So that's a tip for those of you who might need it. But I figured I would do a quick rundown of the book situation. I'm not going to do a bookshelf tour in the sense of going through each individual book, but I'll give you like a general rundown of the book situation as of right now. So we've got Christian books, Bible, journal, more Christian books. And these are the ones that I'm actively reading as part of this discipleship class I'm taking. Unread books, which by the way, I also found one of my comics that I was like, where is this thing? I found it. So in this process, and I'm very excited because I need to read that. These are all of my library books that I've checked out currently, plus an unread book. Oh, I didn't really organize this shelf, but I'm okay with that. These are a lot of the books that I got as a kid and I'm keeping. And this was a gift, which honestly, I might move that. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do this now. Pull it out while I remember. And put that in a different spot, which you will see shortly. So yeah, these are kind of like the books that I got as a little kid. Also, you know what? I'm just going to pull out this box while I'm here too. Hold on. Okay, now this is the shelf with a lot of the books from when I was younger. Okay, now new shelf. We got nonfiction, and nonfiction, and all of these are organized by author's last name and then also by size within the shelf. And then this shelf I made sort of like special books. So these are all of my To Kill a Mockingbirds and then my Jane Austen books. Put my portable Dorothy Parker down here, and then these are kind of like the smaller books that I have. Some of these are all part of a series and things like that, but these are the ones that are kind of awkward on the shelf. Then we have comics and graphic novels. I put this copy of Adventures of Cavalier and Clay here because I really like this edition, but also it's a book about people who write comics, and so I'm like, oh, this fits here. And then some more comics and graphic novels. And then my husband, he was like, wow, you have a lot of space on that shelf, so he brought some of his up too to keep up here, so that's nice. And then the entire bottom shelf is empty, which is nice because there's plenty of space to expand in the shelf if needed. And then we're starting the fiction shelf. And this is the part where I started to panic a little bit because I was like, oh gosh, this shelf is skinny. I'm not going to be able to get as many books in here as I thought I was. So I started doing the stacking thing, but then I was also like, I just also like how books that are stacked this way look. And I feel like with these square bookshelves, it looks a little bit nicer. So we've got your A's, your B's, your C's, and some B's going down. So I stacked books every now and then, but not constantly. And then you can see there's like a little bit of space on these bottom two shelves when I started to realize that, oh, this is actually going to go farther than I thought. And then I started doing G's and H's, or no, G's were below, but yeah, more fiction books. And this is the point when I was like, okay, I don't need to be stacking books really. I stacked these because I was like, oh, these are 3 series that would all go on this shelf and they all kind of look nice together. So I stacked those. But this is the point when I was like, oh, I have plenty of space. I don't need to be stacking books. So these are M through the rest of the alphabet. I think down to R is where the bottom shelf goes. Sorry for the bad lighting. I don't have my proper lighting set up right now. And then up there is S's. And then I made like this shelf kind of like a little display shelf. And then I also just stacked those ones because that's a series. Yoshimizos are a series. And then the Villalobos are like smaller books too. So I just like how those stack together. I could potentially move those or something like that, but I'm fine with it the way it is now. And then the end of the alphabet. And then I moved those 2 books I just pulled over here. So yeah, and then lots of empty space. So I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. Here is the full view when you pull back. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I have my library. Like I'm sure that this is a thing that a lot of people who are watching this video can understand, but like genuinely have been dreaming of this day for years, maybe a decade, I don't know. And I'm so excited to have my own house and to have the space to be able to do this right now. So I'm so glad this is done. I'm so excited to just sit in here, hang out in here, work in here, do all the things. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Obviously, this is not in perfect condition because I still have to deal with like the corner shelves and things like that. But my books are organized and I'm happy. So we're going to call this done for now and maybe I'll provide updates in the future. So thanks for joining me along for this journey. And yeah, that's all I have for now and thanks for watching.